Hello, this is Unit 3rd under the title The Age of Chaucer from MEG 1st, Block 1st. In this video, we shall discuss the two important topics that are historical background and cultural background of Chaucer's age. Let us first have a brief introduction to Chaucer. He is believed to be born in 1343 and died at the end of the 14th century. He was the son of John Chaucer and IGNOU Chaucer. He is known as the father of English verse. Some of his notable works are Canterbury Tales, The Legend of Good Women, The House of Fame. Let us now move to the topic and we will begin with the historical background of Chaucer's age. Chaucer's age was the age of unrest and transition. Now, here are two words: unrest and transition. Unrest means when there is no peace, and transition means change. Let us first understand why this age was called the Age of Unrest. The age witnessed the death of two kings, Edward III, who was enthroned in 1327 and died in 1377, Richard II, who was enthroned in 1377 and was stabbed to death in 1400. The age saw a prolonged war, what's called the Hundred Years' War, that started in 1377 and ended in 1453. This war was fought between England and France. That time, England was under the reign of Edward III and France was under Philip VI. It started over Gascony. Gascony was an English possession on French soil, but it was then invaded by Charles of Valois in 1324 in Saint-Sardos War between the Kingdom of England and Kingdom of France. But then Charles IV of France agreed to return the land in 1325, but it was delayed. You can also understand it with the help of this map. England and Gascony have been shown in same colors that shows Gascony as an English possession on French soil. But we should also remember here that it was not a continuous war, but a series of conflicts and sieges. The Battle of Crécy and the Battle of Poitiers were the part of this prolonged war. Then came the Black Death. It is also called the Great Plague or the Pestilence. This pandemic appeared in 1348-49. About 75 to 200 million people died in Eurasia and Africa. In Europe alone, it swept away one-third of the continent's population. Due to the death of many laborers, the plague ruined many landowners. There was general rise in wages for laborers. The plague reappeared in 1361, 1362, and 1369, leaving the people in miserable conditions. The age also witnessed the Peasants Revolt in 1381. It is also called War Tailors' Rebellion or the Great Rising. But before understanding the Peasants' Revolt, let us return to the Hundred Years' War. Though the war brought glory to England on battlefields, it drained the country's economy as well. The economic crisis resulted in implementation of heavy tax. This tax was called poll tax or head tax. Usually, this tax was imposed on property classes, but this time it was imposed on even the poorest. This tax led to the Peasants Revolt under the leadership of War Taylor, Jack Straw, and John Ball. The protesters attacked London. They killed Simon Sudbury, who was that time Archbishop of Canterbury. They also killed Sir Robert Hales, Lord High Treasurer that time. The revolt summarizes about 1500 casualties. Let us now discuss the transitions that took place during the Chaucer's age. The first change was that the medievalism was slowly declining and the modernism was growing. The prestige of church was also declining. The church was the seat of supremacy. It dominated the society. During Chaucer's age, corruption in churches was multiplying. The clergymen had amassed enormous wealth. They were living a godless life. Wycliffe started to raise questions over church supremacy. He said that the Bible was the most important religious authority, not the church. He wanted free access to the Bible and suggested that it should be translated into the vernacular language. He then translated the Bible into Middle English, what is now called Wycliffe's Bible. Those who supported Wycliffe's belief were called Lollards. There was also change in national sentiments. The Hundred Years' War sowed the seeds of patriotism in the hearts of English people. People who used to say that they were Saxons, Normans, Danes were now fighting together as Englishmen. There was unity of customs, temperament, and language. Change was also seen in language. In Chaucer's time, there were five English dialects: Northern, East Midland, Southwestern, West Midland, and Kentish. Among them, East Midland became the language of London and universities. Latin and French had a waning influence on the language of the day. Now, our next topic is cultural background. Chaucer's feudal society was divided into three estates: the church, the knight, and the peasantry. The church refers to clergymen or the people who prayed. The society was dominated by church. Their role was to give sermons on like living a virtuous life or belief in hell and heaven or uh, charity to others. The church collected tithe, which was a form of tax, and people paid it yearly, a tenth of their income. People did not have free access to the Bible. Then the next class is the knight, that is, nobility or those who fought. They were expected to have fearless strength, charity, and faith. They were also expected to follow the code of chivalry and courtly love. Chivalry means uh, being polite, especially towards women, and courtly love means the love between the knight and a married woman with whom he can never have a relation. The knights were not allowed to become traders or merchants, but the knights made themselves rich by taking the booties on battlefields. The last is the peasantry, the working class. Their work was to produce food that supported the church and the knight. They were mainly poor who were not the members of the first two estates, means not the members of the church and the knight. They did not enjoy such privileges and luxuries like the first two estates had. Then, talking about women, they were also divided into three categories: virgin, wife, and widow. These women were either born in first estate or in second estate, leaving the knight estate aside. The marriage in Chaucer's age was economical negotiation, which was a result of child marriage. Divorce was easy for rich. Women could only inherit property if she had a husband.